And if you change over to the Bard, I feel like it changes a lot of the identity that Fnatic had here, because it ends up teetering more into that pick style composition with the Bard. But at least having the Alistar here, you now have a strong front line in both the Pantheon and this Alistar that can set up now for the DPS tools of the Zion, the Cassiopeia,
to at least push up as far as they can so they don't see him early. Jojo without that flash from Razor, into the point and click stun. It's done. First blood, Fnatic.
Great response from Razor, being able to move in towards that mid lane, but Supa and Alvaro even hovering up, but not going to be able to find any success.
That can really run away with the game if he starts to get accelerated, especially if he hits an early level 6. You catch somebody off guard with an early ultimate, but now it's Imkoi invading the jungle. Razork trying to clear his blue buff here, as now it's a flash engage. Razork, remember, he already used his flash to make the play earlier, but now Jojo gets his revenge. Imkoi, nice, seizing the opportunity there. Again, recognizing a flash down and pouncing. Yeah, that wave frozen exactly where they want it, and Supa's walking right towards the pixel brush. Razork jumps in for the stun, but buffering through the wall there with a wall slide from Supa means the Zeri gets away very easily. Ward dropped in the Dragon Pit there from Fnatic, just to keep an eye on it, just to make sure they're not going to try to sneak that one away after seeing Razork show up down here, but instead it's the mid lane. That's your target. Beautifully done from Elyoya and Alvaro to set it up for Jojo to knock it down. Kill number 2 for the Rise, as Mickey X wanted to try to get something back here with his Alistar, but he just doesn't have the chance to do it. And here's the thing, Dagda. Yep, they put the ward in the Dragon Pit. Yep, they know that Imkoi's taking it. Nope, they have nothing to say about it because their mid laner is dead. He's just making his way back out onto the map right now, and Jojo and Elyoya have plenty of damage to be able to secure this first objective. So that one's done.
Yeah, Fnatic really want to try and break this, but Imkoi in a good spot will push mid and top, and they're going to start up the objective. At least get one. Looks like they don't want to contest for more.
First grub already secured there with the smite, and now they're going to go in. Supreme display of talent onto Mickey. He's already down. Feet of Warfare claimed by Imkoi. Razork wants to get away, but here comes the Realm Warp to seal his fate. He'll warp straight into the grave. It's a double kill for the Zeri, for Supa. It's a 4-1 game with a 2,000 gold lead, and every single grub is going to go the way of Imkoi. This early game, they are slamming it.
And the fact that Fnatic couldn't match those lane assignments from Imkoi came back to bite them. Imkoi get pushed mid, Jojo's able to isolate Upset from being able to join in the fight, and in a 3v4, Imkoi take down Fnatic.
This is a rough game state here for Fnatic now. Hex flash over the wall though from Mickey. Here comes your Grand Starfall from Razork. Supa's gonna die for sure. Shut down for Razork means Fnatic at least gets something back there to staunch the bleeding. Practically double stacked wave into the turret here, into the tier 1. Wants to get this first plate. Does a lot of damage to Oscar, but now gotta be a little bit careful. Here's public execution. Jojo taking a ton of damage from the initial Ambessa burst. Teleport coming in to try to save Jojo, but he cannot stay alive long enough. Nice pick up there from Fnatic.
And a much needed pickup for Fnatic. The fact that they'd already started to lose out across the board, and now Oscar in and gets something back.
All right, top side, neither one of these top laners has their teleport available to join the bot side fight, so it is just going to be a 4v4, unless you can try to get Sion out of the lane and use the ulti. But no, the Dragon is already secured, and considering Elyoya and Alvaro both have the ability to just exit safely through the back of the pit. However, Supa...
One of the things I love about Pantheon and Ambessa is that setup, but Mickey wants to be that setup.
Yeah, Mickey trying to set it up for the Cassiopeia. Gets trapped in the Rune Prison here as Jojo wants to buy a little time with the phase rush. Elyoya's coming around from the side. Jojo wanted to use the Realm Warp to get away, but he's trapped in the Petrifying Gaze. Redemption coming down, but Jojo is already dead. Elyoya cannot arrive in time. Nicely done from Fnatic to get another pick onto Jojo. That's 3 of their 4 kills. First to the scene. They've got it down to about half HP already. Oscar in here off to the side. Elyoya looking to distract him as now Imkoi wants to move forward. Fnatic all grouped up around the pit. Alvaro going in here with a quickness as immediately Razork going to lose about half HP, but now Alvaro is all trapped up. It's the first kill going over to Fnatic. Razork still low, but he ain't dead yet. Supreme display of talent, going to find multiple targets here, but everybody on Fnatic still hanging on for now. Finally, Razork is going to die. Upset and Poby still staying alive for now as Oscar Renan is down to 200 HP. Imkoi are cutting off the escapes, and they are cutting off the hopes of Fnatic. Upset and Mickey trying to get themselves away back through the Tribe Rush. Elyoya and Jojo on the chase. Mickey with the flash over the wall, but Supa is ready to tumble right after him. Upset, the last man standing. He's going to summon up the Herald to try to get away. Maybe try to take the taxi home. A little bit more damage might just be able to stop him, but no. Upset will use the Herald to be the only man on Fnatic who survived.
But that was supposed to be the only silver lining for them, and it's Upset who has to use it to escape. MKOI played that fight so incredibly well, but Razork finds Elyoya.
Yeah, Elyoya sticking around a little bit too long, perhaps. Dodges the Comet Spear there. The largest it's been all game, up to almost 3,500 as the Herald makes a very long walk back down the top lane. And this could be a very long journey back to the fountain, although it might actually be for MKOI as Fnatic is ready to try to punish this invade. Alvaro first to die as Mirwin now locked up by the Blade Caller, and it looks like he's got nowhere to go but a gray screen. Does try to pop the ulti there, is interrupted by Mickey X. And Fnatic continue the chase after the Scion. He's pretty tanky, but surely they're able to catch up to him here. Decimating Smash to try to make a little bit of extra distance, but no, it's Headbutt Pulverize. And with a shutdown going over to Upset, that's exactly what Fnatic was hoping for.
MKOI just tossed that gold lead out the window. That was halving their gold lead just immediately off a bad play.
Oh, but the lightning crash, it's gonna be Mickey X the target now as Razork immediately gives his life over right next to it. Fnatic, they get an amazing punish. They force MKOI into a bad spot after MKOI wanted to get more in their own jungle, but then Fnatic is possessed by the same greed. They invade the MKOI jungle, they get caught out, and the damage is just massive.
As you say, MKOI is still in a very strong position. They're now getting access to this bottom side and starting to crack open the turrets in their favor. And with Jojo having this lead, he is now in a very strong spot to actually be that threat in the side lane.
Poby's Cassiopeia, 4 stacks on his Rod of Ages, fully charged Seraph's Embrace. Over on the other side, it is 8 stacks for Jojo's Rise on his Roa, as Elyoya with a supreme display of talent right back into the wall. Razork thought he was fighting for a red buff. He was fighting for his life, and he'll lose that fight. MKOI, they take away the enemy jungler from the map for the next 27 seconds, and now they'll just easily rotate up towards that top lane, take down the remaining tier 1 turret from Fnatic.
It's an MKOI objective.
I feel like Otacon has been the same type of objective for y'all in the LEC that has been for us in the LTA throughout the year, which is if he survives until 21 minutes without somebody trying to attack him, it's pretty surprising.
Which is kind of rude, if you think about it.
As MKOI does have 4 men in the bot side river, Jojo just kind of potentially playing the bait here in the mid lane, does have his Seraphs and Rod fully charged, fully stacked. Still 2 stacks to go on the Rod of Ages for Poby. And this is what I was talking about earlier, the difference in completing that in time. Razor going for the flash engage there onto Supa, who makes the distance and gets away. Supreme display of talent, not going to get a whole lot, but Alvaro's got the quickness to start the fight off in earnest as Oscar's already down. Mickey's struck alone in the backside of the enemy lines as Poby's going to be melted by Elyoya. Razor can't stand any longer either, and Fnatic fall to pieces again. It's only Upset left alive. Try as he might, he can't win the fight. Fnatic are going to find themselves aced before the Dragon Soul, and MKOI have got this one all sewed up.
Fnatic are just too far behind when it comes to the gold. Even if you're not getting full value from the ultis, Alvaro sets up that engage, sets up the turnaround.
You're just trying to play for the 2% chance because otherwise it's a 1, right? And now
where does
Oscar
health bar go?
Yeah, I don't think this Ambessa is long for this world. That is not Ambessa from Arcane, my friend. That one is, that one's out of here.
Well, to be fair, Arcane didn't go too well for her either, you know?
Okay, all right, you got me there. Sorry for anybody who hasn't watched it yet. I guess that might be a possibly inferable spoil. But now it's 13,000 gold. That's pretty much what it's going to require, but you can see on your screen right now, it only takes Elyoya and Supa to kill the Baron off. Mirwin and Jojo can just cover these flanks, make sure nobody from Fnatic can approach, and sure enough, Fnatic's not even going to try. Gold lead approaching 15,000 now. Baron in their pockets.
Can Fnatic do it?
Well, there's already a ward right where the unsealed teleport was coming in from Mickey. Jojo flashes to the other side, but Mickey's ready to flash after him. Alvaro coming in to cover for his mid laner as Jojo is still alive now. Fnatic continue trying to press the assault, but now Mirwin is charging in from behind. A supreme display of talent right back into the wall. Fnatic tried, Fnatic died. There's no way to stop MKOI now. Oscar Renan's the only one standing. It's a double kill for Elyoya there. An ace to end the game. 24-7 with an 18,000 gold lead. What'll be a 20,000 gold lead, I would have to think, by the end of this one. We'll see if those towers give it to us. It'll be just shy, but it won't matter. 27 minutes into the game, MKOI slam game number 1.
Something I want to ask you guys, looking at the compositions, do you feel like there was a comeback potential on the side of Fnatic? Outside of the mental aspect, outside of what we've seen from these players individually.
Never mind, we are getting Jojo Pyun Kassadin into Poby Victor here. This is what I want to see teams do with red side 5th pick. Slam the counter pick, show us what you've got. Kassadin, you want to be able to have easy access to CC to lock him down. Kassadin, level 16 with Ultimate Hunter on top of the items he already likes to build is just going to be it's Earth mode Kassadin, right?
Yeah.
Like this could be a problem if Fnatic allows it to go late, but immediate flash stun into the wall coming out from Mickey. Alvaro down to 50 HP. He's gonna die. It's first blood to Fnatic at 1 minute and 45 seconds into the game. Mickey X is bloodthirsty.
Already low, and Razork's here.
Supa at 200 HP. He has Hot Cocoa behind him, but it's not very well charged. Supa down to 100, flashes away, but Razork with a flash follow. Razork gets the second kill of the game for Fnatic. Dagda, it is not even 3 minutes on the clock.
Doesn't have great setup anywhere if he tries to interact, and Alvaro actually.
Yeah, Alvaro is going to find a level 4
He's no
Razork
flash.
waiting on him. This Bard is level 2. It is very difficult to deal with a Jarvan as level 2 Bard. And under the turret goes Razork, back to the fountain, goes Alvaro. Fnatic claim the feat of warfare, not even 5 minutes into the game. They are 2,000 gold ahead of Imco and help Razork take this thing down. You can see there when Plasma procs, it procs for about 500 damage. It does quite a lot to the neutral objectives. And so then that leaves Razork the opportunity to just finish off the smite, take the Drake. Imkoi trying to approach towards this grub area here. Razork gonna go ahead, use his combo plus his smite to take the first grub. Elyoya wants to step in. Imkoi's goal here seems to grab at least one grub here. They do so with Elyoya's smite, but now they're trying to get back away. Alvaro wants to flash in the magical journey. The Cataclysm wall was on top of the normal wall, so he could still get away with it. Fnatic now trying to get back as Elyoya goes in for the Cyclone, but he only finds the knockup onto Oscar. Now Razork's gonna be the next target, and Supa's on the board. Imkoi, they steal away one of the grubs. The third grub is still alive, and they get the kill afterwards, despite their disadvantages in the game so far. Imkoi find a decent play there, but now Elyoya's in some danger. Tries to jump back in on Oscar, but Elyoya sticking around a little bit greedy with that positioning, and Fnatic get a punish.
Yeah, Fnatic weren't accounting for their own, but here comes the Equalizer.
The Equalizer finally off cooldown for some immediate pain on Supa and Alvaro. Of course, they cannot get any kills on that one. Another magical journey to keep Alvaro safe as Mirman goes all out on Poby. Does need to find some more damage here on the Cassante. Poby trying to kite this one out, but Cassante is very dangerous in these types of situations. His cooldowns are so low. He tries to dash forward with the footwork, but the stun from Poby is clutch, and he gets away.
Holy moly, Poby, that was crazy. Able to sidestep so much of that damage from Mirwin. Oscar in the past has got caught out on those plays, so having that flash keeps him safe, means that Fnatic can get the dragon. And at the moment, there's no real response, but there are several members of MKOI here.
Okay, let's see if Imkoi can get something else done. They are bringing up Alvaro to maybe temperate fate the turret, but nice use of the Equalizer from Oscar to burn down the wave. As Oscar's just gonna take the opportunity to push the wave down here in the bottom lane. Oscar looked like he was thinking about maybe moving up towards the Herald. Instead, realizes he won't be able to reach the objective in time, so just goes back down to split push instead. Herald is secured by the side of Imkoi. Mickey was charging the Keeper's Verdict there, thinking about maybe if there's an opportunity to try to allow Razork to go in and steal, but they think better of it. So it's Herald over to Imkoi.
In response to try to set up for Dragon.
Okay, Herald summoned as the Dragon spawns. The Herald, they're trying to get the charge on it. Looks like that's all you're gonna get, but now the fight is already broken out. Poby taking a little bit of damage here as Tempered Fate catches out the Fnatic mid laner, but a nice Keeper's Verdict to knock Jojo away from the fight means there's not enough follow-up damage. Equalizer down on a Supa, follow-up there from Razork. Killer Instinct jumps in and Supa's already down. Oscar Innan's cooking Mirwin. Alvaro's already dead to the Acathian Rain, and when it rains, it pours. Fnatic are bringing it down on Imkoi. A double kill, back to upset, and it's an absolute slaughter for Fnatic. Into taking the Dragon, they take the tier 1 turret mid, they take the tier 1 turret bot, they have the wave shoved into the tier 1 turret top. Dagda, they just doubled their gold lead and moved a sole point off of that fight.
Yeah, this makes it incredibly difficult now for MKOI because you are nowhere near.
The Otacon is dying pretty quickly. Scryer Trinket going to find Fnatic there, but the Otacon's already going to be secured. Keeper's Verdict knocks the enemy jungler out of the fight, and MKOI took too long standing around watching the Otacon get taken. Mirwin's already down. Razor traps everybody in the Cataclysm.
Oh, Alvaro.
Tempered Fate to try to slow up the follow-up, but it ain't going to matter, I would have to think. Elyoya is spinning, but MKOI ain't winning. Fnatic, they're going to find a kill on the enemy jungler next. They got the Otacon. They got a 2-for-1 trade after. They're chasing after MKOI. I don't think they're going to find anybody else, but they already got what they came for.
As MKOI stepping in early to this river, hoping to push Fnatic back.
Okay, slam into the wall, comes out, equalizer over the top. Elyoya going to be targeted here as soon as he gets out of the stasis. Probably going to try to spin. Redemption comes in, looking to heal him, but it's upset into the back line here with the killer instinct. Super trying to get away. Razork on the chase. Elyoya first to die. Razork might get traded, but no! Jojo has no damage. He's dead now as well. The Arcane Storm is half as big as the enemy jungle, and Fnatic get 4 for nothing.
That is exactly what Fnatic needed. They wiped the fight. They will take the soul.
Not sure what MKOI does.
Yeah, if that isn't a MasterCard priceless moment right there, I don't know what it is. With the soul and everything taken, Fnatic just get to continue pushing. This feels...
A level 16 Kassadin might be the only chance for MKOI to try to come back into this game. There it is, Jojo Pune level 16, but the Baron is already down to half HP, and Fnatic still commands a 9,000 lead with an Infernal Soul. MKOI on the approach, Tempered Fate doesn't hit anyone. Baron at 2,000 HP, and it's already going to get secured by Fnatic. Mirwin trying to escape now. Razork still pushing forward. Poby's also got a stasis. Keep your eyes on that armband. If MKOI try to turn, it can't be onto him, as now Mirwin wants to drag Razork forward. They're going after the Fnatic jungler. He's already dead, but he cost the Cataclysm before he died, and that means MKOI's going with them. Upset is dominating. Supa's out of the picture. Fnatic end up getting a 2-for-1. They've got the Baron, they've got the Soul, they've got the lead, they've got their eyes on the Nexus, and that first inhibitor turret is not gonna stop them. Mid lane inhibitor about to die next as Mirwin, Elyoya, and Jojo will try to defend. Jojo using the ultis, trying to get the stacks up, throws forward a little bit of damage, has to again ult backwards, trying to escape the gravity field. Mirwin burns down, and Upset is godlike. First Nexus turret down to half HP. Elyoya just trying to juke him, maybe make him think he's going in. Alvaro's back alive, but it's a level 10 Bard. He can't do a whole lot about this. Tempered Fate's not even available to cast. The minions continuing to fire into the turrets. Supa back alive now too, into the back line. Goes MKOI, Jojo wants Upset, but Upset's having none of it. MKOI, they couldn't scale in time. Fnatic ran the game from minute number 1, and even faster than they lost the first one. They'll win the second one. We're going to game 3.
It's a Fnatic Jarvan skin for a reason.
I didn't think that this first Jarvan win would come from Fnatic. From every team, honestly, they're not the ones that I believed in here, but they make it happen. They save the day, and they save this series here as well. Now, Elyoya was telling us,
and there's not really that like ease of lockdown for the Vayne. Sure, Rel can try, but apart from that, this Vayne essentially gets to run through these team fights, and up against an Ezreal should have a relatively easy lane.
We've got some game 1 versus game 2. This is the games that each team respectively won. It was Fnatic getting first blood in both of them, but now we've got the jungler showing up down here in the bottom side. Alvaro trying to get away, but Wind becomes lightning coming out from Elyoya. It's first blood over to Supa with the condemn into the wall on Razork. Elyoya might die, but Supa wants to get one back. He tumbles and he finds the shot, but Upset is about to grab a double kill for himself. Both AD carries now with 2 kills. Oh! Mirwin nearly solo kills Oscar as the Ornn into the Jax right after. Ornn makes that volcanic rock appear. Jojo makes the entire Weaver's wall. Trundle even makes a pillar. There's a lot of stuff for Vayne's Condemn to knock people into, and Supa's going to have a lot of extra tools through that to play around in these team fights to knock back whoever's trying to dive onto him.
Which is where you're going to have Upset continue to be able to shove these waves in, and Supa approaching later.
Okay, now bottom side, Jojo gets shuffled back by Poby. No flash available on the Taliyah. Remember, that already had to be used last time. Poby gets some good damage onto the Imkoi mid laner, but Jojo continues looking to make his exit. Poby with a flash forward. Feet of Warfare claimed by Fnatic. Poby with the solo kill down in the bottom lane as Oscar Renan survives with 200 HP up here on the top side. Imkoi's not going to get anything back here just yet. Oscar Renan down very low, and he's executed by the ultimate of Elyoya. The counter-strike he was hoping would be able to keep him alive there, but Xin Zhao ulti with just enough burst damage to take him down. With the enemy top laner dead, that actually opens up the window for Elyoya to secure the remaining 2 grubs.
Yeah, I'm surprised that honestly Mickey didn't block it, or Oscar Renan didn't use his flash. No communication on what was happening to Supa.
Yeah, Supa down to about 400 HP here. Mickey also low. Alvaro, again, just doing what the Braum was drafted to do and protecting this Vayne. Not getting tagged by the Winter's Bite means he doesn't have to use the crash down defensively over the wall to make sure that he stays safe. Shattering Strike does not hit. Alvaro now could be in a little bit of danger, but the Glacial Fissure right back onto Mickey. He's the target. Elyoya goes in and Jojo Pune secures the kill. Now Razork flashes over the wall trying to stay alive. Upset, stunned back by the Condemn. Supa's on the chase. Elyoya wants to hit him with the wind, becomes lightning, and Supa flashes forward. Upset's out of there, and Supa just goes in on him.
Supa forcing the duel versus Upset and almost catches him off guard. I think Upset was expecting Supa to chase down. Oh wait, Razork caught as well?
Yeah, Razork stepped a little bit too far forward. He seismic shoved back into the unraveled earth, just disrespecting Imkoi's control over the area. No, Patience isn't taking down quite yet. He's at the very edge of his Patience, Dagda, as Mickey continues to take a little bit more damage. Supa finally arrives. Dragon's finally going to lose some Patience there, but ultimately secured by Elyoya.
Even having Elyoya to back him up as well means he should be fine, but with Rift Herald here,
oh, nice pillar coming out from Razork. Immediately pops the subjugate as well. Supa is the target, and Fnatic needs a little bit more damage to secure the kill. Mickey wants to go for the Magnet Storm, but Mickey dying gives triumph over to Supa. There's no way for the Trundle damage to get the kill, plus Blade of the Ruined King with a lifesteal. Supa stays alive. Fnatic overplays their hand, and with the enemy jungler ultimate down, with the enemy support dead, Imkoi will say thank you very much, collect a free Herald.
and it's Fnatic members just dying at unopportune times that are causing these issues. We get Oscar Renan before the Void Grub's dying. Now we're getting the kill onto Mickey just as the Rift Herald spawns, and Oscar Renan might fall afterwards.
Oscar trying to get away from this one. Elyoya and Jojo moving together. Nice placement there on the seismic shove. Counter-strike trying to turn it around a little bit, but there's nothing to turn around in a 2v1 when Talia hits her CC. It's another free kill over to Imkoi.
Kind of needs to start using that a little bit more. As Fnatic now on the bottom side.
Fnatic's on the bottom side. They're trying to secure this first turret. They want to try to win the feats of warfare with this. However, the Herald was already used on the top side, and the feats are going to go over to Imkoi. Now they're still trying to beat the turret down in enough time to take the fight. Poby summons up the Sun Disc, but Alvaro and Mirwin will just walk away. Yes, they lose the turret, but they only needed to hold it long enough to win the feats, and that's what they did.
Exactly, and for Imkoi, honestly, I really like the scaling that they have.
They want to make it 5 and take down this tier 1 turret. They've got the wave, they've got the man advantage. Here comes True Shot Barrage, real nice damage onto 3 with that one, but still the pressure keeps coming in as Razork's going to be careful. Seismic shove again, he's getting juggled around by the Glacial Fissure. One more hit will kill him, but he stays alive with the subjugate for now. Mirwin bowls him over with the Orn Horn, and Imkoi have 10 kills.
Imkoi played that so well around Poby's range. Poby TP'd in and was dying to get that knockback with the Emperor's Divide, but he's not giving it, and now he's pushing forward.
And we got a TP coming in. Mickey wanted to step forward to make something happen, but now he's going to be in some danger. Jojo takes the kill, but Elyoya is going to be very low. Finally a shutdown, finally a kill, back to Fnatic. Upset's taking the credit, and Oscar gets another shutdown, this time on a Jojo. Supa and Alvaro trying to disengage. Fnatic gets something back, and at least try to staunch the bleeding. Come back into the game slightly. It was up to almost 5K, now down to 3.5, but it is still a very large advantage for Imkoi, who will collect their second Drake of the game.
This is a bit of a mistake from Fnatic though. They're not actually going for the third trade on the top side. They're sending Poby back, and it means that Imkoi get the dragon. There's no real trade, and they won't be able to protect this bot side turret either. Fnatic failing on the cross map, failing in the fights.
But if this lead grows much larger, they're going to be entering into the territory where they're counting on an Imkoi mistake. The lead will be too big to simply make a good play of their own and get back into the game.
Well, the problem is at this stage, there are so many threats on MKOI as Miran finds Mickey.
And Mickey's going to step forward, goes in for the Magnet Storm, but he hasn't found Supa here just yet. Supa going back over the wall as Oscar Minen's going to get stunned up, blown up, shot down. He's out. Fnatic lose their top laner as MKOI make sure they win this team fight. They're the ones in charge. Mirwan's in the enemy jungle, just Ornn 1v9 raid boss status. Looks like the enemy team might have the gear score they need to take him out though, so a flash away defensively. Rest of the team on MKOI going down to the Otacon pit.
Oh, it's phase 2.
Has joined back up. Mickey's got to be careful as he walks away from this one. Razor can't get anywhere near it, and Otacon is slain without casualties by MKOI.
I was convinced that we were about to have round 2 for MKOI as they look for that invade.
The ornaments are worth about 800, 900 gold each, so you can just go ahead and add 1,600, 1,800 extra gold to the already 4.8 thousand gold lead as Mickey tries to escape. And Alvaro and Supa have arrived. That Rel is shot down in the air. Jojo picks up kill 3.
Yeah, at this stage, Mickey just trying to get out onto the map to see if he can do anything to catch MKOI out. But this game is already slipping very heavily in favor of MKOI. And it looks like MKOI will manage to, if they can hold this.
And it looks like here in game number 3, they're set to do it again. Fnatic moving forward, but Razork is immediately met by Alvaro and Supa. The rest of MKOI not here quite yet, but a nice Horn onto 3. Mickey's gonna die before he can cast a spell. Now Razork's trying to get away, but he's exhausted. Killed by Jojo. The remaining 3 players of Fnatic try to escape, but MKOI's in hot pursuit. Sundisk at least going to buy enough time to stop the MKOI assault, but a nice opening there from MKOI. The Call of the Forge God knocking up 3, the exhaust.
And if Fnatic can't find these picks, they're just running more and more gold into the hands of Jojo, into the hands of Supa. And now they respond 20 seconds until that next dragon is up, and MKOI get to
see MKOI moving up to the area just to establish some vision, make sure nobody's going to sneak it from Fnatic. And here's another look at what we were talking about, that head-to-head throughout the year. The 2025 LEC Winter Playoffs lower bracket. That was the one time Fnatic won. Otherwise, it's been the MKOI show.
But they're just never going to allow it. Alvaro blocks up, upsets ultimate, and the fight begins.
All right, teleport from Mickey coming around from the side. Oscar in the middle of everybody, but immediately Poby is dead as the fight begins. Supa's under pressure, but he isn't dead yet. The rest of the team peels beautifully. Fnatic knew they had to try something, but it just wasn't enough. MKOI pick up 3 for 3. They're gonna take the Baron. That Baron just melts in the face of Ginsu's Bork Vein, and now MKOI command over 10,000 gold of a lead. And he barely hobbles away, but now that's Trundle without an ulti, trying to team fight whenever they try to defend.
And it's the towers that are going to fall. This Baron is exactly what you need for this short-range composition to take them down.
Now Poby about to get stunned up there by the concussive blows. Supa's unstoppable. Poby's down. Mickey's about to join him. It's 2 kills already over to MKOI, and Oscar's lost his counter-strike. He'll be third to die. MKOI, it might have been a longer series than they would have hoped for. That second game might have been a little rough, but here in game number 3, they're showing they've got what it takes. Nexus turret's under fire. Razork about to die. They'll stun him up and beat him down just to make a statement. MKOI will emerge victorious from the LEC Civil War. They will make their way onto the Nexus. They will add insult to injury, looking to find the last kill here onto Upset. Mickey respawns and charges out. He immediately has to charge right back away into a black and white screen. MKOI stay alive at Worlds and eliminate Fnatic.